All righty. Just some technical difficulties. But we are back. And this is exactly why you subscribe, because you never know what you're going to get with Dave. All right, so that 5 minute is pulling back again. Let's see if we can get that to roll around for us. 30-minute didn't make a hammer. So I would argue that Biden is the cause for this. Few technical difficulties going on today, ladies and gentlemen. And there we go again. Hang on with me. And we're back. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me again. Yep, that's why we subscribe and hit the bell, because you never know here at Off Grid Trading the Dave's technical errors or bad internet access. But we're back. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what happened? Um, I'm just not a good YouTuber, man. That's what happens. But that's all right. I'm back. That's why you subscribe and hit the bell, man. This way you pop right back. And hit the likes too, because I need them likes. That's pretty cool. $15 to Biden. So this is where we could look for a trend reversal, but I feel like Biden's blowing up our program. Hey, what's up, Dover? Yeah, not so good for Ukraine. But I think I don't know. I think it's in the price, man. I think it's in the price. So I'm kind of leery. It looks like energy's topping out. Or oil's topping out. Yeah, they can. It's also giving them time to work out Venezuela and Iraq or Iran rather. Yeah, this is looking pretty negative. Maybe I am gonna get my 63 points down. Man, that 30 minute just turned around right quick. There was 10 minutes left. Very, very negative. So now we got the 60 minute back into extremely oversold territory, and the daily is extremely oversold. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. The momentum on the daily is looking very bearish. But again, we have that oversold situation. It's a rough one. 5 minute looks like it's creating a divergence. The break would be at 196. This 30-minute is looking indecisive, but we're only 7 minutes into the bar. It's that oversold arena that keeps bouncing us back. What is the timer for? Are you talking about the timer on my charts, Mr. Yeti? Mm-hmm. Look at that. The Russell is positive. This market's going positive over the next few days, just based on the. Well, yeah, you know what? The Russell traded off yesterday, but I did look at it and see that it was positive yesterday. Yeah, the Russell's building a bottom. That's a good lead indicator for me. Yes, the timer on your chart. It just shows me how much time to the until the bar closes. So it shows me how far into the bar I am. Like if you're looking at that 5 minute chart, that bar closes in 14 seconds. So yeah, when you look at a chart, you kind of judge the chart based on the bar, and if the bar's not closed, the whole picture can change. So just reminds me um, not to judge it like that 2 minute. You see that little 2 minute bottoming tail. If that happens at the beginning of the 2 minute, I'm not going to consider that a bottoming tail. But now, I can call this a bottoming tail. That break might be beneficial. I mean, I have them on the 30-minute chart, so yeah, I watch that. I know if I'm halfway through that 30-minute bar, kind of get a feel for how that bar's setting up. But that it's not that these are steadfast rules on how you trade and things like that. It's understanding your own personality, how you react, and just trying to control or give yourself information. What was weird, Tommy? I don't know what Weeble has. I'm not omniprevalent. I've never traded Weeble, but bar timers are not uncommon. They're usually part of the tools that are included in the software. We got the Prez in 3 minutes. It could be bar timer, time remaining. Um, it's it could be if they even offer it, could be labeled anything. You just have to go through your studies or your tools and see what they offer. Yeah, I use it quite often. I look at it quite often. This way I'm not jumping the gun and things like that. You bet, anytime. $3.95. Well, you have the president coming out announcing oil sanctions, and we understand that oil is moving the market right now, right, very aggressively. So we really don't know what he's saying. Um, so we know that he's going to announce oil sanctions, but we don't know um, what reserves he might release. We don't know what he's saying and how it's going to affect the market. We can speculate and throw, a gamble down, but it's not. I don't do that. So I'm just letting him get out of the way. Let him come out. I'll see what he has to say. See what how the market digests it, and then I could look for a setup. Um, yeah, to me, it just ruins the day. I can't have confidence in any move that it made. You see, first thing in the morning, we had a lot of choppiness. We're even still choppy. I mean, if you look at it, we're bouncing back and forth. Um, we didn't get our trend reversal because he's out there. So I don't like to trade in front of reports. Huh. Um, I don't trade out in front of reports because it could get whippy. It could go either way. I'm not going to try to crapshoot or anticipate what he says. I don't guess where the market is or is going. Like, I'll have a bias. I think that the market's oversold. Um, I think that the market's going to return based on his announcement. So I'll keep an eye out for that. But I'm not going to take a position now. in hopes that it happens, because that's not taking a position, that's laying a bet. And I'm not betting here. I'm trading, and my money is my business. I do as much as I can to protect that. And yet, I mean, I don't have alternative um, incomes. This is what I do for a living. So, I mean, I blow that up, I'm out of work, and I'm not in it to get poorer. So I don't want to take, you know, my generational wealth, and transfer it to my trading accounts. I mean, I worked so that my family line could benefit from that. So I'm belaboring the point because you need to understand that you trade on what the market is doing, not what you expect it to do. I thought Dave wasn't talking. Oh, turns out I've been on mute this whole time. Huh. I've greeted you, Tom. I think I addressed you once or twice. You missed out. Even gave away the winning numbers to the next lottery. So I think yesterday's sell-off was all about the ban on oil. Obviously Biden didn't wake up this morning and make that decision. He was in meetings, I'm sure, and meeting with people, and that shit leaked out. And you, you know, people got in front of that yesterday. Hmm. See, they keep talking about Russia, Russia, Russia. They got to hit China, man. I mean, just putting the pressure on China for supporting Russia, even unofficially. Like we the people. Smart, thanks. I'm going to add to my arsenal. Great style in trading. You are my seafood in the markets. Good, man. Yeah, you should. It's a good way of life. You can live where you want. You don't trade your time. And then if you want, you could register with the exchange. You could create um, hedge funds or build a trading firm, or it's a whole world out there. Or you could just join a trading firm. That's a good way to trade, because you're getting a salary plus bonus on the trading account that you represent. So your head is clear. You're not worried about making money. Um, you just trading. You're collecting a paycheck, and then you trade well. The bonuses are absurd. I mean, you hear the news articles, and the liberals who oppose them. These guys get millions a year, no risk. See, like the market's pushing up, so a lot of people are just getting out of the way of the president right now to see what's going on. Mhm. Not as good looking a hammer on this 30-minute bar, but it is a green hammer, or it's a green bar with a tail. The Dow's not doing too bad. I mean, we had a huge sell-off yesterday, but nothing so aggressive today. Couldn't believe the S&P showed triple digits. Let's build one. Yeah, I'm thinking of building a hedge fund. I'm trying to work with some traders, but it's hard to find good traders, man. People get emotional, take crap shoots, too much risk. I'm not going to represent investors' money and then put them at risk. Irresponsible risk. And the people I would use, the money people I would use, I know for years. So I develop relationships. So I mean, I wouldn't want them to be with irresponsible traders. So I haven't really found the right team yet. Mm-mm-mm. Charts are just ugly, man. There's no like clear patterns that are catching my eye. Man, and the guy's late 10 minutes. It's like a doctor. Yachts for Ukraine. So that's a tweezer on the 30-minute. That's a pretty nice setup. Still have 3 minutes. I mean, this could turn around, but that's a pretty nice setup right there. A little tweezer. I mean, but we really can't rely on anything because we have the president ahead of us, and I mean, just on a double negative, the market could rip around. So that's why I don't trade in front of it. I mean, anything could happen. It has nothing to do with orderly trading, and I'd much rather trade in a market that has orderly trading. Mm-hmm. Wow, the S&P is working its way up. So here you can see the divergence on the 5 minute, and now it's just triggering. This is the conservative entry right here on the break of this high. You could have taken this a little more aggressive. I like to see a hammer and then take it, but you could follow this down, see the divergence, and take the first entry on the first break of the previous bar, and then your stop would have gone down here, and that would have been a really nice move. Call it 70. It's about 30 points right there. The 120 is pretty nice. This has got to be psycho. Oh, cool. I'm trying to build assets. Trading has definitely helped me a little because what I'm learning. But it now a asset. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big learning curve, especially if you're doing it on your own and you're outside. If you go, if you joined a trading firm, it would be a lot quicker. You could probably have your own firm in 3 years. They have good guidelines. They drill you. They're using a system hands on. You're making money with them. There's a big learning curve, especially doing it your way. It'll take years. Years to make a decent living out of it. Um, I don't recommend any firms, man. I don't really don't know any of the guys. I mean, it doesn't matter. Um, in my experience, everything has something to offer. Usually, when a guy's bitching about a place that works, it's usually the guy that's the problem. So you can go anywhere. I mean, if they're making money, they're doing better than you, right? Until you can make more money than them, they have value to you. So you go there and you learn. You'll get an inside look at the industry. You'll get some inside information on the industry. What they're about. This guy is still not out talking, man. Probably trying to jumpstart his old ass. Maybe he even forgot he had the meeting today. Old fucker. So yeah, I mean, I would just look in Manhattan, find a trading firm, see who's hiring, and get in there. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter where you start. If they're around for a while, they're making money, then find out what they know. You know, and while you're in there, you may get introduced to another place or something like that. Yeah, man. Everything there's always good in something. You just have to look for it. Yeah, you got lost. Hmm. Oh, I thought we were going to go positive on the SCP. Did we? Oh, we might have just touched positive. Yup, yup, yup. I mean, I would, if you want to get in the industry, I would definitely recommend you check it out in Manhattan. I mean, it's not just the trading that you would benefit from. I mean, it's a life experience. You get in there, you're in Wall Street, throw on a suit and a tie, see what it's all about. Rub elbows with some sophisticated people, and if it clicks for you, you may decide that that's it. That's what you want to do, and the career could take off for you. I mean, that's what happened with me. I was a young guy. I was in construction. I've been in business since I'm 19. Even before that, I found ways to hustle and make money. But I was in. I actually bought a gas station when I was 18, and 18 going on 19, and that's what started me off. So before I came into the finance, I was in construction, and I was doing work in Manhattan, and we hit a recession, and there was just no work. So I was out of work contractor. I had a trucking company and everything, and I guess I was about 27 or so, and I just rolled into the industry. Basically, saw an ad that said "earn while learn while you earn. And I was like, fuck, that's for me. So I went in entry level, and it just clicked for me. I think I was in the industry maybe 4 years by the time I opened my own firm, 3 or 4 years. And I mean, it didn't take me 3 or 4 years to make money. I went in there, and within 6 months, I was making good money. I think with less than a year, I was already a floor manager. And so it was just a good introduction into the industry. And it was for me. I mean, I walked on that floor. There was so much noise, so much energy. I was like, oh, fuck, I have to do this. And it just worked. It worked for me. So yeah, more than just learning how to trade, you get a feel for the business, and then you see some of the things that people say. They come on, like through Twitter or like some of these YouTube channels, and you could just hear that they don't have a clue what the industry is about. It's just, I mean, they would be embarrassed if they knew how inaccurate a lot of their statements are. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. As a matter of fact, I even stole that caption when I was recruiting, um, when I first started building my firm. The other ad we used to run was "Sheep need not apply," and we had a picture of a sheep with a circle around it and a cross through it. Because you have to be tough in this industry. You have to be thick-skinned. You have to be tough. I mean, you can't do that shit now. Everybody's so politically correct, and I mean, really, yeah, guys today are really just women that play football or women that like sports. I mean, yeah, it's just a population of crybabies. I mean, that's why I dropped out of society. I just can't do it. I know I would be sued if I had the firm right now. I'd be sued left and right by my employees. I mean, we were tough. We would rag on each other. Yeah, I mean, there was one dude had a really tiny head. We used to call him Crack Baby. Could you imagine doing that now? Giving people, we gave everybody a nickname. Some were good, some were bad. You know, but we used to do that too because it was kind of a mercy. Um, I've seen a lot of guys like just drag their ass in the industry and it never clicks, and they go 4 or 5 years and get nowhere, then drop out and become a shoe salesman. So we were hard. So if you couldn't handle it, you would drop out and become a shoe salesman right away, and we'd save you we'd save you the pain and suffering of that 4 or 5 years. So which I think Crack Baby did. I think he bailed. Then we had another dude who was in a wheelchair, and we called him Hot Wheels, and he didn't give a shit. He just wanted to make money, and he got on the phone, went to town, and the kid did very well as a broker. And his mother used to call me to thank me to give him the opportunity. She's like, yo, I didn't do anything for this kid that I didn't do for anybody else except maybe, widen the hallway between all the desks, yeah, so that he can get through. But, yeah, I mean, we just dropped the bag on him and he dragged. Oh my God, where is this guy? Soon, President Biden to announce ban on Russian oil imports. Fucking, I really don't like this guy. I can't wait until we're done with him. I think this guy's going to definitely be a one-term president. I don't think I want to see Trump again, though. Hot Wings, no, Hot Wheels, Hot Wheels. He was in a wheelchair, so we called him Hot Wheels. Yeah, his jaw hit the ground the first time I said that. But hey, yo, you got to be tough. You got to be tough. You can't be a pussy. And you know what? All these CEOs that are politically correct on CNBC, and you hear them make these announcements. I mean, maybe. Well, yeah, you know what? It's all a front, man. It's all a front. They're cursing left and right, carrying on. Yeah, they can't. People can't handle it. I mean, and it's the general population that's like that. I mean, anybody making money is pretty hard. Can handle a good shellacking, but we support that shit. Yeah, I mean, I hear about schools that ban T-shirts of people's parties because it makes the kids who didn't get invited feel bad. Yeah, yo, I think it's a sign. You ought to take a look at your kid, figure out why he didn't get invited to that party. The kid may be a real dick. You know, help him out now because he's going to be banned from a lot of parties growing up. But nope, we don't do that. I mean, the alphabet people, LBGTQMNLP community. Yo, I'm all about everybody living how you want to live. And I was a strong Republican part of the political party in New York, and I backed away from Bush when he wanted to make it illegal for gay marriage. I mean, yo, what the fuck, man? Making laws that ban people from doing what makes them happy and doesn't cause harm to people around them. I'm not about that. But you know what? I can't support the gay community or the LBGTY LMNOP community now because now it's about like pronouns. So now I have to be involved and invested in their community. Yo, live and let live. Do your thing. I respect it. But why do I have to worry about changing my um, form of identifying gender? Yo, you have ovaries, you have breasts. You're a woman. That's what I see. Now you're a they. I don't get it, man. So yeah, the problem is people are too sensitive, and they forgot the time when there was gay bashing and shit like that, and important stuff. People really encroaching on your right to exist, where parents had to fear for their children's lives because their children were gay. I mean, that was a problem. But the fact that I'm not familiar with your pronoun, definitely a first world problem. That's like bitching that you don't have a remote for your television. So anyway, yeah, yeah, that's my view on society. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, yo, yeah, you know what? I mean, I see the same thing with the white guilt. The white guilt thing where, yeah, people are still bitching about slavery. Yo, I don't know one person who knows one person who's ever been a slave. That's the reality. And you know what? Most families on the coasts, at least, um, weren't even in this country when there was slavery going on. I mean, what the fuck? Let's move on. I mean, yo, go right back to Africa. Slavery still exists. Humanitarian crimes still exist. I mean, you want to focus on something, help the people that are hurting. Yeah. I know I shouldn't do this. This is never good for my viewing public. Um, yeah, society's just a bunch of sissies, And dude, I mean, I know a lot of minority black people, and the one thing they share in common is they don't care. They don't give a fuck what somebody else thinks. They're doing their business. They're doing what they got to do. They don't care what obstacles you throw up in front of them. They're determined to get it done. And that's the same mentality for every businessman in the country. And you could be short and it's an inhibitance. Everybody finds a reason for you not to fit in, especially when you want to achieve something. So I don't care what color you are, what shape you are, what you smell like. You're going to come up against heartache and obstacles. It's just the obstacle that somebody chooses to throw in front of you. So you know what? Eliminate the minority obstacle. They're going to find another obstacle. Didn't go to the right school, don't have the right laugh, you're too short. Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, yeah, talk about an unsettled country. Yeah, Africa is an unsettled country. And yo, you know what? Jamaica, populated by slaves, all of the Caribbean. Um, it's not natural to have black people in the Caribbean islands. They were all brought in as slaves. What they do? They created a society. They created a country. They're prosperous. They're not bitching and moaning. They even look at the American black people like they're jokes. And obviously, that's a general statement. I mean, there are some really good people, but when we're generalizing here. But you got to. There's a lot to be said about generalization. You know, there's a general consistency, and you can see it in all things. I mean, even Jew jokes. Jewish people, Italian jokes. I mean, yeah, when you generalize, there's some truth to generalization, but it's not law or a rule. All right, I've said too much. So anyway, I mean, I just want a society where nobody gives a fuck. We don't care what color you are. We don't care what people say. Live and let live. That's the only thing we care about. I mean, I don't even care if if there are Nazis in the country. That's fine. You want to believe in that? That's fine. Just don't take any action that inhibits somebody else's pursuit of happiness. You could think what you want. You could say what you want. There used to be a saying, which was a general premise for our society here in America. Your right to swing your hand or your right to swing your fist ends at the tip of my nose. So you could swing your fist all you want as long as you don't lay it on somebody. And that should be the rule of law. And then we wouldn't have all this political correctness bullshit. Yeah, I'm getting yelled at. Okay, no more race. Yes, that's what it should be. Oh man, look at that. The S&P. See, it's just choppy, 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 choppy. Where is this guy? It's just ruining the whole day, man. I'm feeling bitter. I need a meditation. So how did I get on that tangent? Oh yeah, I wanted you to get into the industry, see what it's about, and see what the people are about. But yeah, I remember. I remember when I decided that I'm ready to leave the industry. When I started hiring people, and they were talking to me about a month off, and all that shit. And then all of a sudden, we started having birthday cakes for everybody. Like they were literally were coming into my office. Dave, could you get a cake? It's this guy's birthday. Could you get a cake? It's the fuck out of here. I mean, we're having yeah, you know what? You want to go out with your boy at the end of the day, go to the bar, get screwed up, have a good time. I mean, with the guys I started the firm with, we would celebrate each other's birthday. We didn't have a cake in the office. We did our thing. Yeah, at the end of the day, you want to go out? It's his birthday. Yeah, sure. They're bringing in his clone because he's asleep. Yeah, they're showing an empty office. I mean, that should be his logo. They might as well just stand in empty suit in front of the podium. All right. So we hung on to our viewers as I went on my rant. I think everybody's just tempered. Brent up $9. Yeah, and this is an overreaction. Well, they may hold it up through the summer. $5 gas for the summer. Oh, here he is. Hey, I'm gonna put you guys. Well, yeah, let the stream in the background.
That means Russian oil will no longer be acceptable at U.S. ports, and the American people will deal another powerful blow to Putin's war machine. This is a move that has strong bipartisan support in Congress and, I believe, in the country. Americans have rallied to support the Ukrainian people and made it clear we will not be part of subsidizing Putin. We made this decision in close consultation with our allies and our partners around the world, particularly in Europe, because a united response to Putin's aggression has been my overriding focus to keep all NATO and all of EU and our allies totally united. We're moving forward with this being understanding that many of our European allies and partners may not be in a position to join us. The United States produces far more oil domestically than all of Europe and all the European countries combined. In fact, we're a net exporter right now. So we can take this step when others cannot. But we're working closely with Europe and our partners to develop a long-term strategy to reduce their dependence on Russian energy as well. Our teams are actively discussing how to make this happen. And today, we remain united in our purpose to keep pressure mounting on Putin and his war machine. This is a step that we're taking to inflict further pain on them, but there will be cost as well here in the United States. I said I would level with the American people from the beginning. When I first spoke to this, I said defending freedom is going to cost. It's going to cost us as well in the United States. Republicans and Democrats understand. Republicans and Democrats alike have been clear that we must do this. Over the last week, I spoke with President Zelensky several times.
All right, so this 30-minute bar is actually making a little bit of an uptrend.
Thus far, we've provided more than one.
Oh, look at that. Software. Oh, there he goes.
Security systems to Ukraine. Shipments of defensive weapons are arriving in Ukraine every day from the United States. We, the United States, are the ones coordinating the delivery of our allies and partners of similar weapons from Germany to Finland to the Netherlands. We're working that out. We're also providing humanitarian support for Ukraine, both those still in Ukraine and those who have fled safely to neighboring countries. We're working with humanitarian organizations to surge tens of thousands of tons of food, water, and medical supplies into Ukraine, with more on the way. Over the weekend, I sent Secretary Blinken to visit our border between Poland and Ukraine and to Moldova to see what the situation was firsthand and report back. General Milley, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the Defense Department, was also in Europe, meeting with his counterparts and allies on NATO's eastern flank to reassure them, those countries bordering Russia, we will keep our NATO commitment, the sacred commitment of Article 5. Vice President Harris is going to be traveling to meet with our allies in Poland and Romania later this week as well. I've made it clear the United States will share in the responsibility of caring for the refugees, so the cost do not fall entirely on the European countries bordering Ukraine. Yesterday, I spoke with my counterparts in France, Germany, and the United Kingdom. Russia's escalating violence against Ukraine and the steps that we're going to take together with our allies and partners around the world to respond to this aggression. We are enforcing the most significant package of economic sanctions in history, and it's causing significant damage to Russia's economy. It has caused Russian economy to, frankly, crazy. The Russian ruble is now down to 50% by
Yeah,
50%
but we
since
need
it
to
was
hear
announced.
what you're going to do to
One
protect
ruble
our economy.
is now worth less than one American penny. 1 ruble is less than one American penny. And preventing Russia's central bank from propping up the ruble and to keep its value up. They're not going to be able to do that. We cut Russia's largest banks from the international financial system, and it's crippled their ability to do business with the rest of the world. In addition, we're choking off Russia's access to technology like semiconductors and sap its economic strength and weaken its military for years to come. Major
Years to come.
companies are pulling out of Russia entirely without even being asked, not by us. Over the weekend, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, they all suspended their services in Russia, all of them, joining a growing list of American and global companies from Ford to Nike to Apple. They've suspended their operations in Russia. The U.S. Stock Exchange has halted trading of many Russian securities. The private sector is united against Russia's vicious war of choice. The U.S. Department of Justice has assembled a dedicated task force to go after the crimes of Russian oligarchs. And we're joining with our European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets, and all their ill-begotten gains to make sure they share in the faith of Putin's war. These, by the way, are giant yachts. You can put some of them in your press. I mean, some of them are, I think I read one was over 400 feet long. I mean, this is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The decision today is not without cost here at home. Putin's war is already hurting American families at the gas pump. Since Putin began his military buildup in Ukrainian borders, just since then, the price of the gas at the pump in America went up 75 cents. And with this action, it's going to go up further. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home. In coordination with our partners, we've already announced that we're releasing 60 million barrels of oil from our joint oil reserves. That 30 is coming from the United States. And we're taking steps to ensure the reliable supply of global energy. We're also going to keep working with every tool at our disposal to protect American families and businesses. Let me say this. To the oil and gas companies, to the finance firms, we understand Putin's war against the people of Ukraine is causing prices to rise. We get it. That's self-evident. But, it's no excuse to exercise excessive price increases or padding profits or any kind of effort to exploit this situation or American consumers. Exploit them. Russia's aggression is costing us all, and it's no time for profiteering or price cuts. I want to be clear about what we'll not tolerate, but I also want to acknowledge those firms, oil and gas industries that are pulling out of Russia and joining other businesses that are leading by example. This is a time when we have to do our part. Make sure we're not taking advantage. Look, let me be clear about two other points. First, it's simply not true that my administration or policies are holding back domestic energy production. It's simply not true.
Here he goes,
Even under
defending
the
himself
pandemic,
again.
the United States pumped more oil during my first year in office than they did during my predecessor's first year. We're approaching a record levels of oil and gas production in the United States, and we're on track to set a record oil production next year. In the United States, 90% of onshore oil production takes place on land that isn't owned by the federal government. And of the remaining 10% that occurs on federal land, the oil and gas industry has millions of acres leased. They have 9,000 permits to drill now. They could be drilling right now, yesterday, last week, last year. 9,000 to drill onshore. They're already approved. So let me be clear. They are not using them for production now. That's their decision. These are the facts. We should be honest about things. Second, this crisis is a stark reminder. To protect our economy over the long term, we need to become energy independent. I've had numerous conversations over the last 3 months with our European friends about how they have to wean themselves off Russian oil. It's just not tenable. It should motivate us to accelerate the transition. This is a perspective that our European allies share. The future where together we can achieve greater independence. Loosening environmental regulations and pulling back clean energy investment won't, let me expand, will not lower energy prices for families. But transforming our economy to run on electric vehicles powered by clean energy, with tax credits to help American families winterize their homes and use less energy, that will help. And if we can, if we do what we can, it will mean that no one has to worry about the price of the gas pump in the future. It will mean tyrants like Putin won't be able to use fossil fuels as weapons against other nations. And it will make America a world leader in manufacturing and exporting clean energy technology in the future to countries all around the world. This is the goal we should be racing toward. Over the last 2 weeks, the Ukrainian people have inspired the world. I mean that in the literal sense. They've inspired the world with their bravery, their patriotism, defiant determination to live free. Putin's war has caused enormous suffering and needless loss of life. Women, children, everyone, both Ukraine and, I might add, Russians. Ukrainian leaders, as well as leaders around the world, have repeatedly called for a ceasefire, for humanitarian relief, for real diplomacy. But Putin seems determined to continue on his murderous path, no matter the cost. Putin's now targeting cities and has been targeting cities and civilians, schools, hospitals, apartment buildings. Last week, he attacked the largest nuclear power plant in Europe, with an apparent disregard for the potential of triggering a nuclear meltdown. He has already turned 2 million Ukrainians into refugees. Russia may continue to grind out its advance at a horrible price, but this much is already clear. Ukraine will never be a victory for Putin. He will take a city. He'll never be able to hold the country. We do not respond to Putin's assault on global peace and stability today. The cost of freedom and to the American people will be even greater tomorrow. So we're going to continue to support the brave Ukrainian people as they fight for their country. And I call on Congress to pass the $12 billion Ukraine assistance package that I asked them for later. Ukrainian people are demonstrating by their physical courage that they are not about to just let Putin take what he wants. It's clear. They'll defend their freedom, their democracy, their lives. We're going to keep providing security assistance, economic assistance, and humanitarian assistance. We're going to support them against tyranny, oppression, violent acts of subjugation. People everywhere, and it's been a surprise to some of you all, people everywhere are speaking up for freedom. When the history of this war is written, Putin's war on Ukraine will have left Russia weaker, the rest of the world stronger. God bless all those heroes in Ukraine. Now I'm off to Texas. Thank you very, very much. I know there's a lot of there's a lot of questions, but there's a lot more that has to be made clear. I'm going to hold on to
All right.
Mr. President announcing the U.S.
Now let's see what the market does.
Pointing out the economic pressure that's already
Now that we got the calamity out of the way.
economic sanctions we know about, and a lot of the self-sanctioning that's been going on by corporate America, the likes of some payment processors over the weekend from American Express and Visa. And then Kayla Tausche defending U.S. energy policy, pointing out that more is going to be produced this year than in Trump's first year. And I did notice at one point calling this Putin's price hike.
You missed out on that put. You can't look at it like that, man. A lot of times you're going to leave money on the table. And it's that one or two times that you don't blow yourself up that pays off, because that's what happens. And you know what? You'll probably hit it 10 or 15 times. But one time comes and blows yourself up. And that's what the problem is. And people don't realize that. And that's all you need. You need that one blow up. And that's how people blow up their portfolios. It's usually not a series of losses. It's one or two blow up days. Like you'll look at a guy and he'll be like, I'm up all this and I'm doing great, yada, da, da. And then he has those one or two blow up days. And that's what you need to avoid. The blow up days. All right. So I'm gonna split. There's not a whole lot going on. I'm gonna be watching this to see if I can get a break to the upside, to see if this can continue the march. I'm gonna do it very lightly because it's not an A plus setup. I'm expecting that in 3 or 4 minutes, this bar should start pushing its way up. If it pushes its way down, then this is just another fall apart day. Um, Yeah, it's not mistakes. I mean, when you get in a trade and it goes against you, it's not mistakes. It's just, there's a business of probabilities. There is no setup that's 100%. If you're right 50% of the time with a 2 to 1 risk reward, you're making a lot of money. 2 to 1 risk reward, you only have to be right 33% of the time to be profitable. So there's no mistakes. A mistake is staying in a trade you should have closed, breaking your rules, not using stop losses. Those are mistakes. But you could have a really good trade that you lost money. It could be a good trade. You followed your rules. You saw the right setup. It just doesn't go your way. I mean, that's what happens. There's nothing I'm showing you here in my setups that are a guarantee. If you figure my setups out and you get in on my setups, it doesn't guarantee you're going to make money. It increases your probability. So when I see a setup, it's just increases the probability that the market's going to move in my anticipated direction. That's it. It's just an increase of probability. And trading is a long game. It's not. Yeah, I make money this week. Like if you start this week, you're going to make money. It doesn't mean that. It means over a long period of time, net, you're going to be profitable. And that's how you got to look at it. So it's not a mistake when you have a trade that goes against you and you lost money. You didn't make a mistake. If you didn't execute it according to your rules and your guidelines, then you made a mistake. Or if you held that trade hoping it's going to come back, if you turned a trade into an investment, that's a mistake. So we all have losses, just don't make them big losses. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking my leave. I'll put out the EOD tonight. We'll see what's going on, and we'll have another go at it tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a lousy day also because we have oil, but we'll give it a shot. So everybody, remember, you give me your take on SPY. SPY, the same take as SPX. I'm watching the 30-minute. And if I get a decent 30-minute, I'll look for a move up. Right now, everything's looking kind of bearish. It should turn in about a minute. If it doesn't, then, I mean, I think we already have a break of the low, right? 160. Yeah, we could watch that break of the low. You're welcome, Tommy. It's good to chat with you again. I'll catch you in the morning. So, yeah, PR Yeti. SPY is just an ETF. It's like a derivative of SPX. So anything I tell you on SPX is applicable to SPY. All right. Catch you guys later.